All right, everyone, buckle up. The sports world is absolutely exploding with news, and you've landed in the right place to get the inside scoop. The pace of play is insane right now, with storylines dropping faster than a hot potato, and we've got the absolute must-know updates that you cannot afford to miss. From gridiron predictions to team readiness, get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of everything making waves. Let's dive right in. Gridiron goals. The Super Bowl rematch everyone's talking about is on the horizon, and we've got the inside track on who's predicted to come out on top this time around. Will the reigning champs hold their ground, or is a new dynasty waiting to be crowned? We're breaking down the early predictions and the teams hungry for redemption. Chargers camp chat. All eyes are on the Chargers as they prepare for a massive season opener. We're getting you up close and personal with the players and coaches as they discuss their game plan, their key matchups, and what it takes to start the season strong, especially with a huge international game on the horizon. Offensive line showdown. It's a battle of the trenches as we look at one of the most critical matchups for a championship contender. Can the revamped offensive line protect their star quarterback against a formidable defense? We're diving deep into the protection schemes and the pressure points that could decide their season. MAHOMES mental edge. Beyond the stats and the X's and O's, there's a fascinating development happening with one of the league's biggest stars. We're exploring the subtle yet significant shift in his approach that could redefine his performance and leadership. Get ready for these unmissable updates. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment. Gridiron Giants, Championship Rematch Predictions. With the football season on the cusp of kicking off, the burning question on every fan's mind is which teams are poised to dominate and who will ultimately hoist the Lombardi Trophy. The landscape of the NFL is always shifting, with dynasties challenged and new contenders emerging, making preseason predictions a hot topic of debate. This year, the spotlight is firmly fixed on a potential Super Bowl rematch, pitting two formidable squads against each other once more. Last season, the Philadelphia Eagles emerged victorious against the Kansas City Chiefs in a thrilling Super Bowl LIX. However, as the new season dawns, the Chiefs, led by the enigmatic Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the strategic genius of Andy Reid, are not ready to relinquish their status as a dominant force. The narrative is clear. The Eagles are aiming for a repeat of their championship success, while the Chiefs are determined to assert their continued reign and prevent the end of their own burgeoning dynasty. ProPicks, a reputable source for football prognostication, had accurately predicted the Eagles' triumph last preseason, lending weight to their current outlook. This year, ProPicks is forecasting another Super Bowl showdown between these two titans, but with a crucial twist. They are backing the Chiefs to emerge victorious this time around. This prediction is rooted in a comprehensive division-by-division analysis of all 32 NFL teams. In the NFC East, the Eagles are once again favored, boasting a potent offense with players like Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Devonta Smith, supported by a strong offensive line. Their defense, featuring young talent like Jalen Carter and defensive backs Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, is also highly regarded, despite potential depth concerns. The Commanders, under Jaden Daniels and coach Dan Quinn, are seen as serious contenders, bolstered by additions like Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil. The Cowboys, despite having Dak Prescott back and a new coach in Brian Schottenheimer, face questions about their defense without Micah Parsons. The Giants are in a rebuilding phase, relying on Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart, with a focus on development. In the NFC North, the Lions are looking to build on their record-setting season, though they face challenges with coaching changes. The Packers, with a young core and the addition of Micah Parsons, are considered a strong threat, especially with Jordan Love healthy. The Vikings, under J.J. McCarthy, are expected to contend, while the Bears aim to develop Caleb Williams under new offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. The NFC South sees the Buccaneers aiming for another Super Bowl run, while the Falcons and Panthers look to improve their defenses. The Saints are in a rebuilding year with rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler. Out west, the 49ers, despite injuries last season, are positioned well with a talented roster and a favorable schedule. The Rams possess a young, promising defense but face potential quarterback concerns. The Seahawks, under new coach Mike Macdonald, and the Cardinals with Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr., round out the division. On the AFC side, the Bills are favored in their division but have struggled against the Chiefs in recent playoff matchups. The Patriots, under Mike Vrabel and with Drake May, are seen as a potential dark horse. The Dolphins are competitive if Tua Tagovailoa stays healthy, while the Jets, with Justin Fields, are looking to break their postseason drought. The Ravens, with Lamar Jackson, are perennial contenders, while the Steelers and Bengals boast strong offenses and defenses. The Browns are looking to Joe Flacco to lead their offense. Finally, the Texans are the class of their division, but the Colts, Jaguars, and Titans are all looking to make strides. The AFC West remains dominated by the Chiefs, who have established a remarkable streak of success. However, the Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders are all aiming to disrupt that order. The predictions culminate in a projected AFC Championship rematch between the Chiefs and Ravens, with the Chiefs ultimately prevailing to face the Eagles in a Super Bowl rematch. But before we crown any champions, there's a crucial question about how one team's offensive line will hold up. Next, we're heading south to get the latest from the Chargers camp as they prep for their big opener. Chargers Camp Confidential, prepping for Brazil. As the NFL season approaches its Week 1 kickoff, all eyes are on the Los Angeles Chargers as they prepare for a monumental international game against the Kansas City Chiefs in São Paulo, Brazil. This season opener is not just about the first win on the record. It's a significant cultural and logistical event, marking the league's expansion into new markets and presenting a unique challenge for both teams. The Chargers camp has been a hive of activity, with players and coaches speaking to the media, offering insights into their mindset, preparation, and expectations for the upcoming clash. Rookie running back Amarian Hampton has been a focal point, discussing his anticipation for his NFL debut and his impressions of offensive coordinator Greg Roman's run-heavy scheme. Hampton is also eager to work alongside veteran running back Najee Harris, who himself is returning from injury and sharing his thoughts on his relationship with head coach Jim Harbaugh and his outlook on the rookie's potential. The dynamic between the established players and the incoming talent is a key theme as the team gels. Wide receiver Keenan Allen is back with the Chargers and shared his excitement about the team's preparations, specifically mentioning his impressions of fellow receiver Ladd McConkey and the overall readiness for the first game. Quentin Johnston, another wide receiver, spoke about overcoming injury concerns and his expectations for Week 1. The health and performance of the receiving corps will be vital for quarterback Justin Herbert and the offense. Head coach Jim Harbaugh has been a prominent voice, discussing the team's preparation for the Brazil game, Quentin Johnston's status, and Mekhi Becton's recovery. Harbaugh's leadership and philosophy are clearly shaping the team's mentality and readiness to compete. He also addressed the roster cuts and the process of building the 53-man squad, highlighting the competitive nature of training camp. Defensive coordinator Jesse Minter has provided updates on the defensive unit, discussing the impact of veterans like Khalil Mack on younger players, such as Chili Tuipulotu. He also highlighted standout rookies like linebacker Marlo Wax and cornerback Nico Reed, who have made the initial 53-man roster. The defensive backfield, with players like Tarheeb Still, is focused on the principles instilled by defensive backs coach Steve Klinkskill as they prepare for the Chiefs' potent offense. Offensive lineman Joe Alt discussed his transition to left tackle and his role as a captain, while Mekhi Becton shared his physical condition entering the season and his connections with teammates. Offensive coordinator Greg Roman touched upon keeping 8 offensive linemen on the roster, his impressions of quarterback Trey Lance, and the team's work ethic. The offensive line's performance, particularly in protecting Patrick Mahomes, is a major storyline heading into the game. Beyond the immediate game preparation, the Chargers' media sessions have offered a glimpse into the team's culture and leadership. Linebacker Dayan Henley spoke about what makes a good leader, a theme that resonates throughout Harbaugh's coaching. The overall sentiment from the Chargers camp is one of focused determination and excitement for the challenges ahead, especially the unique opportunity to play in Brazil and kick off the season against a top-tier opponent. But how exactly is this formidable defense preparing to face one of the league's most explosive offenses. Next, we're diving into the trenches to analyze the Chiefs' revamped offensive line and the immense pressure they'll face. Chiefs' offensive line faces ultimate test in Brazil debut. As the Kansas City Chiefs prepare to embark on their international season opener against the Los Angeles Chargers in São Paulo, Brazil, a critical storyline is unfolding along their offensive line. The unit tasked with protecting star quarterback Patrick Mahomes faces a daunting challenge right out of the gate, tasked with overcoming recent struggles and proving their mettle against one of the league's most formidable defenses. The pressure is immense, especially after a Super Bowl performance that saw Mahomes under constant duress. Last season, the Chiefs' offensive line was a significant concern. Mahomes was sacked 36 times, a career high, and his sack rate reached a career-worst 5.83% of dropbacks. This lack of consistent protection contributed to a net yards per attempt below 6 for the first time in his career. The culmination of these issues was starkly evident in the Super Bowl LIX loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, where Mahomes was sacked 6 times and hit on 11 occasions. Chiefs general manager Brett Veach has openly acknowledged the need for improvement, and the offseason has been dedicated to reinforcing the front five. The starting lineup for the Brazil game is set to feature first-round pick Josh Simmons at left tackle, a crucial position tasked with defending Mahomes' blind side. Simmons, who fell in the draft due to a torn patellar tendon, has impressed during training camp and preseason, participating in every workout and demonstrating no lingering effects from his knee injury. His performance in college was strong, and his transition to the NFL has been closely watched. Alongside him at left guard will be Kingsley Suamataia, who has been converted from tackle. This new-look left side of the line aims to provide a stable anchor. This duo will be operating within a line that also includes All-Pro center Creed Humphrey, right guard Trey Smith, who recently signed a significant contract extension, and veteran right tackle Jawan Taylor. The collective goal is to provide Mahomes with the time and space he needs to operate effectively against a Chargers defense known for its potent pass rush. Mahomes himself expressed confidence in his offensive line, acknowledging the talent and depth of the Chargers' defensive front, which features established stars like Khalil Mack and emerging talents like Shili Tuipulotu. "I think every step of the way so far, they've done a great job of getting better and better, and kind of checking those boxes," Mahomes commented. "This will be a great test for them. This is a prolific D-line with Khalil Mack and really all throughout. They have great depth at edge, at D-tackles, and they were one of the best defenses in the league this past year." Coach Andy Reid, with his deep background in offensive line play, has taken a keen interest in the development of Simmons. While Reid remains measured in his public assessments, he has admitted that Simmons possesses the qualities of a franchise left tackle. "He's a talented kid and he's willing. He wants to do well and he's worked very hard," Reid stated. "He's worked very hard to get himself into this position right here to be the starter." The test against the Chargers' defense, particularly their edge rushers, will be a significant barometer for the Chiefs' offensive line. Their ability to adapt, communicate, and execute against a high-pressure scheme will be crucial not only for this game, but for the entire season's trajectory, especially with the ultimate goal of another Super Bowl appearance. While the battle in the trenches is set, there's an even more subtle, yet potentially game-changing, shift happening with the Chiefs' most vital player. Next, we're diving into what makes Patrick Mahomes tick and what new mindset he's bringing to the field. Mahomes' new mindset: calm under pressure for Chiefs. As the Kansas City Chiefs prepare for their highly anticipated Week 1 matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers in São Paulo, Brazil, an intriguing development has captured the attention of teammates and coaches: a noticeable shift in Patrick Mahomes' demeanor. Beyond the arm strength, the footwork, and the intricate play calling, it's Mahomes' mental and emotional posture that is signaling a potential evolution in his game and leadership. Reports from training camp and recent practices indicate that Mahomes is exhibiting a newfound sense of calm and presence. He appears more relaxed, unhurried, and deeply engaged in the moment, a stark contrast to past instances where even minor setbacks might elicit visible frustration. This composure has been a consistent theme since the latter stages of training camp, and has carried over into their preparations for the international opener. Sources suggest that Mahomes is now broadcasting fewer outward reactions to miscues, instead opting to offer encouragement to teammates and maintain steady communication with head coach Andy Reid and his offensive line. This transformation is being viewed as a significant development, potentially more impactful than any tactical adjustment or schematic change. It aligns with the philosophies of many elite athletes across various sports who emphasize focusing on controllable elements, remaining present under pressure, and mastering emotional regulation, a maturity that is difficult to teach but invaluable once internalized. This mental edge could be a direct response to last season's disappointing Super Bowl loss, or it may represent a broader personal evolution towards leadership that extends beyond his exceptional physical abilities. With a revamped offensive line aiming to provide better protection and a healthier supporting cast around him, the weight of expectations is amplified by the Chiefs' history of success. In this context, Mahomes' apparent elevation of his game to include a model of consistency, poise, and trust on the field becomes even more critical. His ability to remain centered and lead by example, especially in high-stakes situations, can set the tone for the entire team. As the Chiefs depart for their international debut, this unexpected yet welcome change in Mahomes' on-field demeanor offers a quiet but powerful signal. It suggests that the team is not merely seeking redemption for past shortcomings, but is playing with a deep-seated, calm confidence, guided by a leader who has found a steadier seat from which to steer their ambitions. This mental fortitude, combined with his unparalleled talent, could be the key ingredient for another successful season and a deep playoff run. This new mental approach from Mahomes is certainly intriguing, but how will the team's overall strategy adapt to such a significant change? Stay tuned as we break down the key matchups and predictions for the upcoming season. And that's a wrap on another packed news update. We've got the Chiefs predicted to win a Super Bowl rematch against the Eagles, the Chargers gearing up for their big international opener, a deep dive into the Chiefs' critical offensive line battle, and a fascinating look at Patrick Mahomes' evolving mindset. Don't miss out on any future updates. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Roger Report for all your essential sports news, and ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when we drop new content. Plus, let us know your thoughts on these stories in the comments below, and follow us on all social media platforms for even more behind-the-scenes action.